Today we will see the forms of energies. Forms of energies can be classified into the three groups, that is kinetic energy, pressure energy, and potential energy. Kinetic energy, it is the energy possessed by a liquid particle by virtue of its motion or velocity. If the fluid is flowing with a velocity of v meters per second, then kinetic energy of the particle will be v square by 2g meters kg per kg of water. Then pressure, the velocity head of the liquid particle will be taken as v square by 2g meters of the liquid. The pressure energy, it is the energy processed by a liquid particle by virtue of its pressure. If the particle is under a pressure of P kilonewton per meter square or kilopascal, then pressure energy of a particle will be P by W meters kg per kg of water, or the pressure pressure head of the liquid will per liquid particle will be taken as P by W meters of the liquid. Then potential energy, it is the energy possessed by a particle by virtue of its existing position. If the particle is z meters above the horizontal datum, then potential energy of the particle will be z meters kg per kg of liquid, and the potential head of the liquid at that point will be z meters of the liquid. Then total energy of the liquid particle in motion. The total energy of the liquid in motion is sum of potential energy, kinetic energy, and pressure energy. That is, the total E is equals to Z plus V square by 2G plus P by W kg meter per kg of water. That is, then total head of the liquid particle in motion. The total head of a liquid particle in motion is the sum of its potential head, kinetic head, and velocity head. Mathematically, you can write as H equals to Z plus V square by 2G plus P by W meters of water. Bernoulli's equation. It is important. It states that for a perfect incompressible fluid flowing in a continuous stream, the total energy of the particle remains same while particle moves from one point to the another. This statement is based on the assumptions that there is no losses due to the friction in the pipe. Mathematically, it can be written as Z plus V square by 2G plus P by W is equals to constant, where Z equals to the potential energy, V square by 2 is the kinetic energy, P by W is pressure energy. Also consider that section 1 and 2, then total energy at section 1 is equals to total energy at section 2, Z1 plus V1 square divided by 2G plus P1 by W is equals to Z2 plus V2 square divided by 2G plus P2 by W, where Z1 is the potential energy at section 1, V1 square divided by 2G equals to kinetic energy at section 1, and then P1 by W equals to pressure energy at section 1, that is Z2, that is V square by 2G, P2 by W are the corresponding values at section 2, that is. Then assumptions made in Bernoulli's theorem, that is, while deriving the Bernoulli's theorem, then following assumptions will be made. Fluid is non-viscous, then fluid is homogeneous and incompressible, then flow is continuous, steady, and along the streamline, then velocity of flow is uniform over the section, no energy or force is involved in the flow, that is. Limitations. The Bernoulli's equation is derived by the assumptions that flow is uniform and velocity at every section is constant. It is assumed that there is no external force except the gravity force are acting on the fluid. Then third, it is assumed that there is no loss of energy of the liquid particles while flowing, that is. Next you can have, that is, if the fluid flowing on the in the curved path, energy due to the centrifugal force should also be taken into the account. Then applications of Bernoulli's theorem. The practical application of the Bernoulli's theorem can be used for the Venturi meter, orifice meter, and pitot tube. that is a venturimeter. Venturimeter as shown in the figure, that is there will be three parts, that is a convergent part, throat and a divergent part. Then differential manometer is connected to the one end to the throat and another end will be, it is beginning of the convergent part, that is the input of the venturimeter and throat, that is. So the venturimeter is an apparatus to finding out the discharge of the liquid flowing through a pipe, and the venturimeter in its simplest form consists the following parts, that is a convergent cone, throat, divergent cone, that is. Convergent cone, it is a short pipe which converges from the diameter of the pipe to the diameter of the throat. Then convergent part is also known as inlet of the venturimeter, and the slope of the convergent slides between 1 in 4 to the 1 in 5, that is. Throat, it is the smallest portion of the circular pipe in which the diameter is kept constant. Then divergent cone, it is a pipe which diverges from the throat diameter to the diameter of the pipe. Then divergent part is also known as outlet of the venturimeter. Then length of the divergent cone is about 3 to 4 times greater than that of the convergent cone, that is. The discharge through the venturimeter, let P1 is equals to pressure at section 1 and V1 is equals to velocity of water at section 1, Z1 equals to datum at section 1, A1 is equals to cross section area of the venturimeter at section 1, that is, and P2, V2, Z2 and A2 are the corresponding values at section 2, that is. Then according to the applying the Bernoulli's theorem at equation at section 1 and 2, then Z1 plus V1 squared by 2G plus P1 by W is equals to Z2 plus V2 squared divided by 2G plus P2 by W. Then let the datum through, that is a venturimeter, that is a Z1 is equals to Z2 because that is a horizontal. Then V1 squared divided by 2G plus P1 by W is equals to V2 squared divided by 2G plus P2 by W. Then P1 by W minus P2 by W is equals to V2 square divided by 2G minus V1 square divided by 2G. That you can call as equation 2, that is. Then since the discharge at the section 1 and 2 is continuous, therefore V1 is equals to A2 V2 divided by A1, that is. V1 square equals to A2 V2 divided by A1 square, that is. Substituting the value of V1 square in equation 2, that is. So you are having that is a P1 divided by W minus P2 by W is equals to V2 square divided by 2G into bracket A1 square minus A2 square divided by A1 square, that is. Then you also know that P1 minus P2 P1 by W minus P2 by W is the difference between the pressure head at section 1 and 2. Then when the pipe is the horizontal, then difference is represented by the venturimeter head is denoted by H is equals to V2 square divided by the root of A1 square minus A2 square divided by A1 square, that is. So V square by 2G is equals to under root of the V2 is equals to, you have to calculate V2 square equals to 2GH into bracket, that is A1 square minus A2 square minus A2 A1 square minus A2 square. Then V2 is equals to under root of 2GH A1 divided by A1 square minus A2 square. And we know the discharge through the venturimeter, that Q is equals to coefficient of discharge into A2 into V2. So that is the coefficient of discharge will be taken as a CD. Therefore, the theoretical, the actual discharge is equals to CD into A1, A2, A1 divided by under root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2GH. Under root of 2GH, and where the H is equals to the difference between the mercury, the difference of pressure head, that is Sg minus Sw divided by Sw into X. X is the manometer reading, that is difference of the mercury head, that is head of mercury and specific gravity of water, and Sg equals to specific gravity of mercury, that is H equals to Sg minus Sw divided by Sw into X. Then orifice meter, The orifice meter is used to measure the discharge in a pipe. An orifice meter is the simplest form consists of a plate having a sharp edged circular hole known as an orifice. The plate is fixed inside the pipe as shown in figure. The mercury manometer is inserted to know the difference of pressure between the pipe and throat. Then H is equals to reading of the mercury manometer, P1 is equals to pressure at the inlet, then V1 is equals to velocity of liquid at inlet, A1 is equals to area of the pipe at inlet, and P2, V2 and A2 the corresponding values at the throat. C is equals to coefficient of the orifice meter. So the rate of discharge is similar to the venturi meter. You can calculate that is Q is equals to C A2 A1 divided by under root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2G H, and where H equals to Sg minus Sw divided by Sw into X, where Sg equals to specific gravity of mercury, Sw equals to specific gravity of water, X is equals to head of mercury. Then third application, that is a pitot tube. That is the pitot tube as shown in figure, that is it is an instrument to determine the velocity of flow at the required point in a pipe or a stream. In its simplest form, the pitot tube consists of glass tube bent at right angle, that is 90 degree. Lower end of the tube faces towards the direction of flow as shown in figure, and the liquid rises in the tube due to the pressure exerted by the flowing fluid. By measuring the rise of liquid in the tube, we can find the velocity of liquid flow. Let h is equals to height of the liquid in the pitot tube above the surface. Capital H equals to depth of the tube in the liquid, and V is equals to velocity of the liquid. Applying the Bernoulli's theorem at section 1 and 2, can have the H plus V square by 2G equals to H plus H, or H is equals to V square by 2G, or V is equals to under root of 2G H. The next you can hang, that is a hydraulic coefficients, that will you have in the next class, that is.